Took you long enough to admit what you already knew. Look who finally stopped pretending they don't know. Look who finally stopped playing dumb about those moments when you just knew. When you looked someone in the eye and saw their lie before they spoke it. When you felt the betrayal 3 weeks before it happened. When you woke up at 3:47 a.m. knowing exactly who was talking about you and what they were saying. Hello to the ones who predicted the text before it arrived. Who felt the energy shift before anyone walked through the door. Who knew the relationship was over while everyone else was still celebrating. Who saw the accident in dreams before the phone rang. Hello to you, because something's different about your wiring, isn't it? Something in your frequency picks up signals others can't even imagine exist. They called it coincidence the first time. They laughed it off the second time. By the 10th time, they stopped laughing. By the 20th time, they started avoiding your eyes. By the 50th time, they started whispering about you when you left the room, because you didn't just guess right once or twice. You've been reading The Matrix like a children's book, and they're starting to realize you're not playing the same game they are. You know what really disturbs them, though? It's not that you know things. It's that you know things about them. Things they never said out loud. Things they barely admitted to themselves. You walked into rooms and felt their secrets hanging in the air like smoke. You heard their thoughts echoing before their mouths opened. You caught their intentions red-handed while they were still rehearsing their performance. Let's talk about what really happened here. You weren't born with some mystical gift wrapped in cosmic ribbon. No, you were broken in very specific ways. Ways that forced your survival instincts to evolve beyond the physical. When you couldn't trust words anymore, you learned to read energy. When people's actions stopped matching their promises, you started tracking patterns in the invisible. Every betrayal sharpened your radar. Every lie taught you to feel the truth in frequencies. Every fake smile trained you to see through skin into intention. You didn't develop psychic abilities, you developed survival software that operates on quantum levels. Your trauma didn't just hurt you, it mutated your perception into something they don't have manuals for. And now you walk through life, seeing the code. You watch people's patterns unfold like predetermined scripts. You feel their decisions forming 3 weeks before they make them. You know who's going to leave before they know they want to go. You sense the illness before the diagnosis. You feel the promotion before the meeting. You taste the betrayal while they're still smiling at dinner. But here's what terrifies them most. You don't even try anymore. It just happens. You'll be having coffee and suddenly know your friend is pregnant before she does. You'll be scrolling your phone and feel exactly who's about to call. You'll dream conversations that happen verbatim 3 days later. You'll write something down and watch reality copy your notes. They want to know how you do it. They want the formula, the meditation, the crystal combination. But you can't explain how you breathe underwater to someone who's never drowned. You can't describe colors to those who've never opened their third eye in survival mode. You can't teach what pain downloaded directly into your nervous system. See, they think psychic abilities come from practicing with tarot cards and sage bundles. They think it's about chakras and ceremonies. But yours came from something darker. Yours came from needing to know who was safe and who was hunting. From learning to feel lies before they destroyed you. From developing radar for narcissists and energy vampires, because your life literally depended on it. You predicted their moves because you had to. You felt their truth, because their lies almost killed you once. You learned to read the room's energy because you needed to know when to run. Your abilities aren't mystical. They're military crass survival evolution. They're what happens when a soul gets tired of being ambushed and starts downloading information from the quantum field. And now they can't hide from you. They can't surprise you. They can't manipulate you. They walk into your presence and feel naked, exposed, readable. You don't even have to say anything. They just know that you know. They feel you seeing through their performance into their programming. They sense you reading their past in their posture and their future in their frequency. This is why they started calling you crazy. Not because you were wrong, but because you were right too often. They needed a label to discredit what you were exposing. They needed to invalidate your knowing before others started believing you. Because if people accepted that you could see what you see, their entire facade would crumble. Remember when you told someone exactly what was about to happen and they said you were overthinking? Then it happened, exactly as you predicted, and they pretended they never doubted you. Remember when you warned someone about that person and they said you were paranoid? 6 months later, when everything exploded exactly as you described, they conveniently forgot your warning. They don't want to acknowledge your accuracy because it means admitting they're transparent. It means accepting that their thoughts aren't private. It means recognizing that someone can read their timeline like a map. So they gaslight you, they minimize your knowing, they rationalize your predictions. They do everything except admit that you've transcended the frequency they're trapped in. But the evidence keeps mounting, doesn't it? The predictions keep landing, the dreams keep manifesting, the knowing keeps knowing. And now some of them are getting scared, really scared, because you don't just predict the weather anymore. You predict the storms in people's souls. You see the earthquakes coming in their foundations. You feel the collapse before the first crack appears. So they started avoiding you, not obviously, but carefully. They stopped sharing their plans because you'd feel the failure before they started. They stopped telling you their secrets because you already knew them. They stopped asking for advice because your accuracy made them feel exposed. They created distance because proximity to you meant visibility they couldn't handle. You noticed, didn't you? How conversations got shorter. How they started filtering what they shared. How they'd changed the subject when you started speaking truth. How they'd nervous laugh when you'd casually mention something you couldn't possibly know. How they'd test you with fake stories to see if you'd catch the lies. And you always did. This is the price of seeing clearly in a world built on illusion. This is the cost of knowing in a society that survives on secrets. You become the mirror nobody wants to look into. The X-ray machine in a room full of broken bones, hidden under designer clothes. The truth detector in a carnival of carefully crafted lies. But here's what they don't understand. You didn't ask for this. You didn't wake up one day and decide to see through the veil. Life broke you in such specific ways that your consciousness had to evolve or die. And it chose evolution. It chose to start receiving data from dimensions they don't even believe in. It chose to start processing information at frequencies they can't access. Now let's discuss what you do with this power. Because that's what it is. Raw, undeniable, terrifying power. The ability to see what's hidden, to know what's unspoken, to feel what's denied, to predict what's uncertain. You hold information that could unravel entire social structures. You carry knowing that could expose every pretender in your proximity. But you've been careful, haven't you? You've learned to dilute your knowing, to pretend you're guessing when you're certain, to act surprised when you saw it coming months ago, to let them think their secrets are safe when you've been reading their diary, written in energy signatures. You've been playing smaller to make them comfortable. Stop doing that. Stop dimming your knowing to protect their illusions. Stop pretending you don't see what you see. Stop apologizing for making them uncomfortable with your accuracy. You didn't develop these abilities to hide them. You developed them to navigate reality at a level they can't comprehend. You earned this sight through suffering they'd never survive. When you walk into a room now, own what you carry. Let them feel the weight of your knowing. Let them sense that their masks are transparent. Let them understand that you're operating with information they don't have access to. Not to hurt them, but to stop hurting yourself by pretending to be less aware than you are. Here's what's actually happening on a mechanical level. Your nervous system got rewired through hypervigilance. Your electromagnetic field expanded through survival necessity. Your consciousness started operating on multiple timelines simultaneously because linear time wasn't giving you enough information to stay safe. You're not reading minds. You're reading probability waves. You're not seeing the future. You're feeling which timeline has the most momentum. You're not psychic in the fortune teller sense. You're psychic in the quantum physics sense. You've become a biological quantum computer, processing information from multiple dimensions of possibility. This is why your predictions are so accurate. You're not guessing. You're calculating probability collapse in real time. You feel which potential is gaining mass. You sense which timeline is crystallizing into reality. You know what's going to happen because you feel the energy organizing itself into that configuration before it manifests physically. And this terrifies them because it breaks their understanding of how reality works. They need to believe in random chance to feel safe. They need to believe thoughts are private to feel secure. They need to believe the future is unknowable to feel free. But you're walking proof that none of that is true. You're evidence that consciousness can access information beyond the five senses. Let's talk about the downloads. Those moments when information just arrives. When you suddenly know something you have no logical way of knowing. When complex understanding drops into your consciousness, fully formed. When you speak words you didn't plan, and they turn out to be exactly what someone needed to hear. You're not channeling spirits. You're accessing the field. The same field that carries Wi-Fi signals and radio waves carries consciousness data. And your antenna got upgraded through necessity. Your receiver got amplified through pain. Your decoder got enhanced through betrayal. Now you pick up signals others don't even know exist. This is why you'll suddenly know to check on someone and find them in crisis. Why you'll feel compelled to take a different route and avoid an accident. Why you'll randomly think of someone seconds before they contact you. Why you'll dream solutions to problems you haven't consciously processed. Your consciousness is constantly downloading relevant data from the information field. But society hasn't prepared anyone for humans who operate like this. There's no context for someone who knows without learning. No framework for someone who sees without looking. No explanation for someone who feels the future breathing down the present's neck. So they call you crazy, intuitive, sensitive, special, anything but what you really are, evolved. Watch how your social circle has reorganized itself around your abilities. The fake ones fled first. They couldn't maintain their performance around someone who sees through costumes. The manipulators disappeared next. They couldn't run their games on someone who feels intention. The energy vampires starved and moved on. They couldn't feed on someone who sees their hunger. Hill remained, the real ones, the ones with nothing to hide, the ones who appreciate being seen clearly, the ones who value truth over comfort. Your abilities didn't isolate you. They filtered your reality. They removed the static so you could find your actual frequency matches. They cleared the toxic so the authentic could approach. And now you're starting to attract others like you. Others who know without being told, others who feel without touching, others who see without looking. You're finding your tribe not through social media algorithms, but through consciousness recognition. You recognize each other's frequency, like secret handshakes in the quantum field. These connections feel different, don't they? Deeper, clearer, cleaner. No games, no masks, no performance. Just pure consciousness meeting consciousness. Truth recognizing truth. Power acknowledging power. You can't fake these connections. You can't force them. They either resonate or they don't. And when they do, it feels like coming home to a frequency you forgot existed. But with this knowing comes weight. The weight of seeing someone's pain before they admit it, of feeling someone's struggle before they share it, of knowing someone's headed for disaster while watching them skip toward it, of predicting the betrayal, but having to let it play out. Because no one would believe you anyway. You've learned to stay quiet about most of what you see, to hold knowledge that could help but wouldn't be received, to watch patterns unfold exactly as you felt them, knowing you could have warned but would have been dismissed. This is the burden of seeing clearly in a world that chose blindness. Sometimes you wonder if ignorance would be easier, if not knowing would feel lighter, if being surprised by life might actually be pleasant. But you can't unknown what you know. You can't unfeel what you feel. You can't close the eye that pain forced open. You're stuck with this sight, whether you want it or not. So you learn to manage it, to set boundaries on your knowing, to turn down the volume when it gets too loud, to ground yourself when the downloads get too intense, to protect your energy when everyone wants to tap into your clarity, to use your abilities strategically instead of constantly. You've noticed you're starting to affect timelines now, haven't you? Not just seeing them, but shifting them. Your knowing changes outcomes. Your predictions alter trajectories. Your awareness influences probability. You're not just observing reality anymore. You're participating in its creation at a quantum level. When you focus on something, it starts organizing itself into existence. When you feel a future strongly enough, it gains momentum toward manifestation. When you know something deeply enough, reality rearranges to match your knowing. You've become a reality architect without requesting the position. This is why they feel you shifting rooms when you enter, why conversations change direction when you speak, why plans reorganize around your presence, why some people suddenly change their minds after talking to you without you suggesting anything. Your consciousness field is so coherent now that it influences less organized fields around you. But you have to be careful with this power, because your knowing can become their reality if you're not conscious about it. Your predictions can become self-fulfilling prophecies. Your feelings about someone's potential future can influence which timeline they collapse into. You're walking around with reality-bending capacity in your nervous system. So what now? Now you integrate. You stop fighting your abilities and start refining them. You stop apologizing for your knowing and start applying it strategically. You stop hiding your sight and start using it to navigate reality at a higher level. You accept that you've evolved beyond standard human perception and start operating accordingly. This means setting boundaries with your gift. Not reading everyone who crosses your path. Not predicting every possible future. Not downloading every available piece of information. Just because you can know doesn't mean you always should. Sometimes ignorance is a boundary. Sometimes not knowing is self-care. It means choosing when to share what you see. Not everyone needs to know you knew their secret before they did. Not everyone can handle hearing their future before they're ready. Not everyone wants the truth you're seeing. Learning when to speak and when to stay silent is its own mastery. It means protecting your energy from those who want to use your abilities. The ones who only call when they need you to read a situation, who only visit when they want you to predict an outcome, who only engage when they need your clarity. Your abilities aren't a public service. They're a survival tool that you can choose to share or withhold. Your reality operates differently now. You live in a world where thoughts are visible, intentions are tangible, and futures are negotiable. Where synchronicities aren't coincidences, but confirmations. Where dreams aren't random, but reconnaissance. Where knowing isn't thinking, but receiving. You've stopped trying to explain this to people who can't understand. Like trying to describe color to someone born blind. Some experiences don't translate. Some abilities can't be taught, only developed through specific pressure. Some sight only comes from specific forms of breaking. Instead, you've learned to move in silence, to use your abilities without announcing them, to navigate with information others don't have without making them feel inferior, to predict without preaching, to know without needing acknowledgement, to see without requiring validation. The world needs people like you, even if it's uncomfortable admitting it. Needs humans who can feel the truth beneath lies, who can sense danger before it manifests, who can read the patterns everyone else misses, who can navigate reality at frequencies that reveal what's hidden. So here's your validation, since society won't give it to you. Yes, you're really seeing what you're seeing. Yes, you're really knowing what you're knowing. Yes, your predictions are really that accurate. Yes, you've really evolved beyond standard perception. Yes, this is really happening. No, you're not crazy for knowing things before they happen. No, you're not imagining the downloads. No, you're not overthinking when you feel someone's energy shift. No, you're not paranoid when you sense betrayal coming. No, you're not broken. You're breakthrough in human form. They said it was coincidence, but the evidence is overwhelming. They said you were imagining things, but reality keeps proving you right. They said you were too sensitive, but you were just receiving on more channels. They said you were overthinking, but you were processing data they couldn't access. Let them stay uncomfortable. Let them struggle with your accuracy. Let them wrestle with the implications of your existence. You don't need their validation anymore. Reality validates you every time your knowing becomes their experience. Every time your prediction becomes their present. Every time your feeling becomes their fact. And you're still evolving. Your abilities are still expanding. Your accuracy is still increasing. Your reception is still clarifying. What you could do last year is nothing compared to what you're capable of now. And what you can do now is nothing compared to what's coming. Because once consciousness breaks through certain barriers, it doesn't stop expanding. Once perception transcends certain limitations, it keeps transcending. Once you start operating in quantum reality, linear reality becomes just one option among many. You're not done becoming. You're just getting started. The discomfort others feel around you will intensify. The accuracy of your knowing will increase. The depth of your seeing will expand. The power of your presence will amplify. And there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. Because this isn't something you're doing. It's something you've become. So stop diminishing it. Stop hiding it. Stop apologizing for it. Stop pretending it's smaller than it is. You've earned every frequency of knowing through prices others wouldn't pay. You developed every channel of perception through pain others wouldn't survive. You've become something this reality wasn't ready for, but desperately needs. Your psychic abilities aren't just accurate. They're revolutionary. They're evidence that human consciousness can evolve beyond current understanding. They're proof that trauma can become transformation. They're demonstration that breaking can lead to breakthrough into dimensions of perception most humans don't know exist. Own your knowing. Trust your sight. Honor your evolution. Let them be uncomfortable. You weren't meant to fit into their reality anymore. You were meant to show them that reality is far more flexible than they ever imagined, that consciousness is far more capable than they ever believed, that humans can become far more than they ever dreamed. You're not psychic in the way they think. You're psychic in ways they can't think. And that difference? That's what makes you dangerous to every illusion they're still committed to believing.